Hello, my dears. Put aside your chores for just a minute. I want to tell you a story that will help you look at your loved ones in a whole new way. Write in the comments where you're tuning in from. We wish you pleasant listening. November had come and cold and damp. The mist clung to everything, slipping under my coat as I drove home from the farmer's market with the last pumpkins and apples of the season. My old Ford pickup, faithful for nearly 20 years, rattled along the narrow dirt road. In the fading light of the autumn evening, the way was barely visible, but I knew every curve and pothole by heart. These hills had been my home all my life. I'm Eleanor Hayes, 58 years old, a widow, a mother, and now a grandmother. Most folks in our little county know me. I taught school for 35 years before retiring, tended my garden, baked for church socials, and canned vegetables for winter. An ordinary life for an ordinary woman, though few ever called me ordinary. With my dark skin, deep brown eyes, and thick black hair still barely touched by gray, I always stood out in these rural backwoods. Mixed blood, they'd whisper behind my back, sometimes with curiosity, more often with suspicion. And they weren't wrong. My grandmother, Clara, was a proud African-American woman who married an Irish-American soldier after the war, against both their families' wishes. Their love story was passed down like a legend of defiance and strength. My old flip phone rang sharply in my pocket. An unknown number. Hello? Eleanor Hayes speaking. A man's voice, breathless and urgent. Ma'am, this is Tom. I hunt out past the ridge. I found your daughter. She's hurt bad, real bad. Old Quarry Woods. Your number was in her phone as emergency contact. Ambulance is coming, but it'll take time out here. Hurry. My heart stopped. Sarah, my only child, 34, living in the city with her husband Ethan Harper, heir to the Harper construction empire. A grand house, a life of luxury. She rarely visited, rarely called. When she did, she brushed off my worries. Everything's fine, Mom. Really? I slammed on the brakes, turned the truck around, and floored it toward the old quarry. Only one thought pounded in my head. Hold on, baby. Just hold on. The quarry road was rough, winding through bare oaks and pines. I barely kept the truck on the path. Who could have done this? A mugging? No. Sarah's life was supposed to be safe behind gated walls. Ethan seemed polite enough, but his mother, Margaret Harper, head of the prestigious Harper Foundation charity, had always looked at me like I was dirt beneath her shoe. She saw our family, our skin, as a stain on their perfect. I spotted Tom's battered Jeep at the quarry edge. He waved frantically. She's in there, about 80 yards. I covered her with my jacket, left a thermos. Didn't want to move her, might be broken bones. I ran into the woods, branches whipping my face, boots sinking in mud. Then I saw her, a crumpled figure against a tree. At first, I didn't recognize my own daughter. Her face swollen beyond belief, blood matted in her hair, expensive wool coat torn and filthy. She lay curled like a child. Sarah, baby, I'm here. I fell to my knees, terrified to touch her. She opened one eye, the other was swollen shut. Her lips moved. Mom. I stroked her hair gently. Ambulance is coming. Hold on. She tried to speak, coughed weakly. I gave her a sip from the thermos. Who did this? I asked, voice steady, though rage boiled inside me. Margaret, she whispered. Ethan's mother. She kept saying, "Your dirty blood, ruining our family." Something inside me snapped. Margaret Harper, respected philanthropist, darling of high society, had beaten my daughter, my pregnant daughter. Sarah grasped my hand. 12 weeks, Mom. I'm pregnant. I felt the world tilt. Margaret had attacked a pregnant woman carrying her own grandchild. Sirens wailed in the distance. I had moments to decide. Sarah clutched me harder. No hospital. They have people everywhere. She'll finish it. Please, take me home. Grandpa's words echoed in my mind. When everything looks insane, look for what's hidden. This was insane, but Sarah's terror was real. I ran back to Tom. Listen, my daughter's in danger. This is family. I'm a retired nurse. I'll care for her. Tell the ambulance it was a mistake. He stared, then nodded slowly. I believe you. Go. I carried Sarah to the truck, half dragging, half lifting, every groan tearing at my heart. We slipped away just as ambulance lights flashed through the trees. At home, I built a fire, cleaned her wounds, set her broken wrist with supplies from my old nursing kit. Painkillers, antibiotics, splints. 35 years of experience came rushing back.
Sarah showed me her phone. Dozens of photos. Foundation accounts, transfers to shell companies, millions missing. She'd confronted Margaret. Margaret had suggested a drive to clear the air, then attacked. I texted my older brother, Jacob, former Marine, like our grandfather. Need you. Remember what Grandpa taught us? It's our turn. Jacob arrived before dawn, eyes grim. We moved Sarah to Grandpa's old hunting cabin deep in the woods, reachable only by rough trail. No signal, no road. Safe. Jacob's old military contacts dug deeper. Margaret had offshore accounts in her maiden name, a secret lover, money siphoned for years. Her husband, Richard, cold, powerful patriarch, knew nothing of the betrayal. We sent Richard an anonymous email. Photos, bank records, proof of assault on a pregnant woman, an offer to meet at a busy downtown diner. Public. Safe. He came alone, though we knew security watched from nearby tables. Jacob's old squad covered us the same way. Richard's face stayed stone as we laid out the evidence. When we showed photos of Margaret with her lover and joint Cayman accounts, his hand trembled. What do you want? Justice, I said. Safety for my daughter and grandchild. Divorce for Sarah with fair settlement. Margaret never comes near them again. In return? Silence. No police, no press. He studied us a long moment. I'll handle Margaret my way. She'll disappear, quietly, permanently from your lives. The foundation will be cleaned up. You'll have what you ask. 3 days later, news broke. Margaret Harper had taken an extended wellness retreat abroad. In truth, Richard gave her a choice: exile with a modest allowance, or prison. She chose exile. Sarah's divorce went through swiftly, compensation more than generous. Richard even deeded her a beautiful cedar house on 10 quiet acres near our town, close enough for family, far enough for peace. Sarah gave birth to a daughter in June, a strong, beautiful girl with deep brown eyes and a fierce little cry. We named her Clara, after my grandmother. Richard visits every few weeks now. He brings books and wooden toys, sits quietly holding Clara, eyes soft in a way I never imagined possible. He calls her my little heir. Gavin, Ethan's real name, stayed away. He knew too much and did too little. The dirty blood Margaret despised became our greatest strength. Grandpa's discipline, Grandma Clara's unbreakable pride, Jacob's loyalty, my stubborn love, it all flowed together and carried us through. That blood runs in little Clara now. It will never be dirty. It is the blood of survivors, the blood of protectors, the blood of winners. If you liked the story, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This motivates us to create new stories every day. Don't miss the next video appearing on your screen right now. Take care and stay happy.